Like, you do like a fucking stuffed challah bread French toast, like that shit just start getting freaky, bro.
Challah bread French toast is a dope.
It's unmatched,
Challah
bro.
bread is the best bread.
Yes.
Shout out to the Jews.
Yeah. The niggas that live in Williamsburg, you know what I'm saying?
These are good at bread.
Yeah, they
Even unleavened ones.
You sound good with that.
Bro, that was like
somewhere, some way that there's an Orthodox Jewish podcast that's talking about. Shout out to the blacks. They're really
Shout out the blacks. That fried chicken be busted.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. I walk like a champion.
all right, that's enough on the Nets. But as we were talking about all the injuries plaguing, that has been the storyline today.
This has been the most. I feel like this has been the most newsworthy.
Bro, us changing to Wednesday was the best thing that could have happened.
Had to
If
be.
we recorded on a Tuesday and all this shit
I
came
would have
out,
been tight,
bro. So yeah, Kawhi, possibility as a torn ACL.
Yeah, that shit is.
That was the most surprising. Like I was very.
But
caught
you
off
know
guard by
what
that.
though? All right, can I play devil's advocate real quick though?
Sure.
Okay.
It seemed pretty freak. It didn't seem like it was an overuse thing or anything like that. Like, y'all saw the play that had happened at the end of the game against the Jazz. He landed funny and his leg moved, and he got taken out the game after that.
Yeah, I don't. Well, that's
And-
the thing. I wouldn't say it's an overuse, but the reason injuries like that happen is compounded fatigue. Which,
But at the same time, but they're one of the. But the Clippers are also one of those teams like the Nets that are very cautious with their superstars.
and also Kawhi has an injury history.
Yes,
So-
indeed. So I don't think
He's the poster child for load.
but has he?
management.
But has he
has
had?
been.
I'm gonna say, but he's never had like any like ACL, MCL.
No,
types,
but he's had
right?
quad stuff.
Yeah,
so if
quad
your quad is lagging, the rest of your body has to pick up for it.
and unspecified stuff. I still don't know what was wrong with him when he was on the Spurs. I don't think we'll
That's
ever
what
know.
they said. It was quad, and then
He was just trying to get
Quad.
away from them San Antonio women, like Charles Barkley be talking
the
about.
big bitches.
I'm crying. No, but and honestly, I shout out LeBron because he really pointed it out, and he even said in the beginning of the year, you know, he really had a problem with them rushing back into the season. But the thing about it,
Would
that
he
I-
say that if they were still in the playoffs, though?
You
I
know
don't wanna,
what?
I don't want to be like the LeBron hater because I love LeBron.
No, but that's fine though. I think we need to see both sides of it.
Would he say it if the Lakers
and
were
I
still
don't
in the
think,
playoffs?
and
Yes.
I don't think he would.
I don't think
Honestly,
he would.
I don't think he would.
The reason why I think yes is because he didn't like the play-in. Why was he in the play-in? Because him and AD got hurt. Why did him and AD get hurt? He can literally be like, because we got fucking rushed.
Well,
That's
no.
why I
LeBron
Okay.
didn't get hurt because he was rushed. LeBron, it was the Solomon Hill. He twisted his ankle.
Yes,
That's a freak thing.
it's a freak
But
injury.
I understand that. But at the same time, you can always make the argument that if you're in better shape, if you have less fatigue, you can bounce back from those faster.
Yeah.
That's what you can. That's the argument you can make all
true.
the time,
This is
especially as
true.
someone as LeBron who takes so much care of themselves. Like I get it, he's older, but like that's part of the thing of being an athlete is you're able to recover fast from a lot of these things. Anthony Davis is glass, street clothes, but part of the reason he can always make that argument. So I think if Anthony Davis is not healthy for the playoffs, he still makes that argument. Because he's like, now I got to drag a bunch of bums again.
Well, here's the
because this man got rushed back and is hurt.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, that him rushing back, that's not anybody's fault but their sports medicine team. We all saw how AD looked at first
Well,
quarter.
he tried. You know, you got to give him credit for trying to do it.
I mean, I give him credit for
As
trying, but
a
if you're not,
superstar,
But I'm saying, but that was my fear of James Harden when they said he was
Yeah.
ready for Game 5. That was my first thought was this.
Panic button.
I don't want it to be another Anthony Davis
He was
situation
a-
where he comes
he-
out for 5 minutes and then he's done.
and he was a shell of himself. We have to be realistic when it comes to this, right?
yeah.
And I'll use the Jazz as an example, right? This series is probably this is definitely the biggest series, and this is probably the most decisive series going into the Western Conference, going into the finals. I think whoever wins this series is going to go to the finals.
Damn, no hope with it. No.
We'll
hope
talk.
in the Suns.
We'll talk.
Yeah,
We'll talk.
after. We got a lot of other news.
We'll talk about that after. Mike Conley's been an afterthought. He hasn't played this entire series, but why? Because he's hurt. He's injured, and if these guys are truly injured as we're making it seem out to be, they can't touch the court. James Harden was a shell of himself. Now, I give him credit for playing. AD, I give him credit for playing, but there's no way they should have been cleared to play.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm saying?
agree with that. But my thing is, as a superstar as well, you're held to a different standard.
And I get
that's
that.
the
And I
standard
get that.
where it's like, if you're a superstar, people always say, you know, you gotta. Mark Jackson talks about how well Klay Thompson does it.
Okay.
Where it's like he goes, Payne, I'm gonna deal with you later. I gotta just mentally clock in, right?
Yes.
Now, as you're technically a medical professional, but I'm in that field.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
We understand there's only so much you can do.
Yes.
There's only so much
Indeed.
the mind over matter thing. There's only so much you can do.
Indeed.
But because these people are superstars, because there's leaders for this team, Mike Conley isn't a leader on the Jazz. He's
Okay.
not. He's a great player.
Wait.
Mike
Leader in
Conley is
terms
not
of
the leader on the Jazz.
It would be Mitch. I would say Spider, but
I would say maybe on court leader. Maybe
No,
not.
he's a floor general. He's not the leader on the Jazz.
not the leader.
You're talking
It would
about that's what I'm
if
saying.
there
You're talking about an
wasn't- if there
on-court
was a
leader.
He's,
the-
think about it.
If it was a duh, it would be Donovan. But
Yeah.
he's I wouldn't take away leadership.
I would
qualities
say
from
Mike
him.
Conley's one of
yeah.
the leaders on the team.
Okay.
Like in terms of like
Semantics at this point. Go ahead.
But he's like, there's a reason why Spider was upset that he got set out, you know, that first game, things like that. But he's not the guy for the Jazz. If you're the guy for the team, if you're a superstar in this league, same shit when Luka came out. Not in this series, but last series with the ankle injury, he had to go try it because he was the guy. He is the guy. They're held to a different standard. Is it good? Not really. Is that the world we live in? Hell fucking yeah. If Anthony Davis didn't give it a try, and that's the thing, we respect him for trying, right? James Harden did not think he should have played. Y'all was talking about he was chump self, still had 9 assists, right?
Yeah.
That's the difference. And also,
But it's
Anthony
also-
Davis. If Anthony Davis is jogging around that court, he's a decoy.
But we look at
Doesn't
it.
need to touch the ball.
We
Decoy.
look at it so much differently if you win versus if you lose, though.
Absolutely.
And I think that's kind of like the part of the conversation we leave it out, because if hypothetically last night James Harden plays all those minutes and the Bucks find a way to beat these niggas by 20, in hindsight we're gonna say, all right, yeah, James Harden was hurt, but he played this many minutes. You know what I'm saying? A perfect example is that after LeBron lost to the KD Golden State Warriors, and he came out in the press conference with the fucking bro, you know what I'm saying? But it's true. No,
that's
bro.
LeBron shit.
Okay.
He almost would have came out with that shit after this series.
Now bringing it full. Wait, hold on. No.
Streets was saying is because he punched the chalkboard
Yeah.
in the locker room.
Yeah, that's what she's saying. Now bring.
all right, Amari.
Oh yeah, right. Oh my God. Oh, no more bad Knicks memories. But now honestly, bringing it back full circle. If I just don't understand. Like, all right, like definitely do see what LeBron is saying about, like, you know, everybody getting hurt and everybody like you know, the superstars getting hurt. It's a quick turnaround. But at the same time, it's like a lot of the teams that made it this far last year did not make it this. I mean, a lot of teams that made it far this year did not make it this far last year. And I mean, I don't know. Call it a coincidence, call it whatever you want, but at the same time, it's like, all right, the league starting up in the same time in a shorter time frame, it only affected a certain amount of teams. Whether, you know what, you want to make the excuse for the Lakers, you want to make the excuse for whoever else, you know, niggas is still playing hard at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like what you said, John. These niggas is professionals, you know. And I definitely see what LeBron is saying, because yes, it does affect some of them. And you know what? Maybe like it's a correlation. You know what I'm saying? You see some of these niggas that ended up getting hurt, whether it's Jason Brown and
Jaylen Brown.
I said Jason Brown. I'm bugging.
Now you're putting them together.
Yeah, no, right.
The Negroes on the Celtics.
Yes, Jaylen Brown, and AD, fucking, and now obviously Kawhi. It's like, damn, however you want to bunch it up, and even Kyrie getting hurt.
I would say even Kemba too.
And Kemba too.
in that series.
And I get it, but I just feel like, to a degree, some of these injuries are overuse, yes, but some of them are freak injuries, bro. Like LeBron's injury was a freak injury, bro.
Yeah, it's a freak injury, but if you're in the best shape, you can bounce back a lot faster. But back to the original point, I think even if they made it past the first round, I still think LeBron says it if Anthony Davis is hurt. I think if Anthony Davis is healthy, LeBron doesn't say it because motherfucking Street Clothes is playing. If Street Clothes can play, LeBron's not gonna say that.
Here's the thing, though: LeBron in playoff mode doesn't talk. He doesn't tweet. He doesn't do anything like that.
Yeah.
So he'd be 0 dark 30.
He would have said it in a press
I don't
conference.
think, and I don't think he would have said it in a press conference. I don't think he would have had this long monologue of.
I think if someone else got hurt, if another star got hurt, if LeBron was if LeBron was playing right now and Kawhi got hurt, I still think he would have said something.
Because I mean, we had
He's the greatest ambassador for the league, bro.
I mean, we had injuries during the bubble. I don't remember people saying like, "Oh, the bubble was."
Yeah,
we shouldn't be here. Yeah.
Well,
I know people
were
were saying we shouldn't be here because of social justice.
But how much months did they have off before the bubble?
What was it, like 3.
3 months.
'Cause
That's
they
a full off season.
And then most teams had, what do you call it? Most teams had 3 months off before we started this season, right? Because there's only one team left from the Final Four of the bubble, right? It's the Bucks, right? The Heat are out, the Lakers are out, and the Nuggets are out. So everybody else was basically had about 3 months to prepare. Look, the Suns weren't in the Final Four of the bubble. They're here. Nets, same thing. Hawks, Sixers.
So my thing is, those are teams that had more time. So that
But-
was my.
but we're
and
seeing-
I talked about last
but we're
year,
seeing
'cause
injuries
it's
from
not
those guys
just
too.
Negative
Right.
effects of the bubble.
Right. And that
Well, not the
exactly.
other
And
Like Joel Embiid,
Yeah.
injury prone though.
Yeah, like Joel Embiid, right?
Injury
Big
prone.
guy who's had history of injuries before. He gets hurt almost every year, right? I can't blame that on like the rush season, right?
Yeah.
Kawhi, like you said, history of injuries, right? The Kyrie injury, freak thing. James Harden, he suffered from the hamstring from this regular season, right?
Literally.
There's a lot, and then now we have the CP3 thing, but that's COVID protocols, right?
Yeah.
So there's a
Fucking
lot of
wild.
things here that
Fucking
is like
crazy. I
that,
can't even believe that.
that kind of goes against the whole rushed league back thing. Like even Jamal Murray getting hurt kind of before the playoffs.
And whether you want to say that's an overuse, I think that one is a little bit more on the fence for me. You could argue whatever, but I still think that ACL injuries for the most part are freak.
Oh yeah, I mean you could literally tear your ACL like just
Yeah, you can
doing nothing.
Yeah, but
like,
you could also train that.
I saw David Nwaba tear his ACL playing for the Nets, and he barely got burned on the Nets that year. It's not to say he was overused in the places he was before.
No, but I'm saying you can train to strengthen that.
Yeah, you can strengthen it. For like at the end of the day, like it still could just go out at any time. I don't think there's a way to really avoid. There's a way to prevent.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You
But it's
can't
not
avoid freak
unavoidable.
things. That's what makes them freak.
Yep.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I would say ACLs are freak things.
I don't think they're freak things.
I mean, it can be. It goes
It
both
can
ways.
be. Like
It goes
if you
both
get
ways.
hit randomly, like shit like that, like it can be a freak thing.
Because
But-
there's contact and there's
Yeah.
non-contact. But like,
Exactly. But with
It's
contact
dicey.
stuff,
It's dicey.
unless it's really bad, like you can train into an extent.
it's dicey.
Anyway, as
Injuries.
you mentioned, Chris Paul.
Yes.
See now, the thing about Chris Paul is he may have time,
Yes, he will.
but COVID protocols. Do we know if Chris Paul is vaccinated?
We
Because
We
Yeah,
don't know if
exactly.
anybody. We don't know if anybody's
Yeah,
Because if you're
yeah.
vaccinated, you don't have to take off time. That's what they said. I read some of the protocols. They like if you're in the protocols and you're vaccinated, they're saying that you don't need to like be out for X amount of time.
What do we actually know? That's
Exactly.
that's
We don't.
We don't. That's the
We
thing.
don't.
Nobody knows anything except
No
for
one knows
the
anything.
Suns.
The one
Yeah.
thing that I do fuck with about what's it called, the NBA is that they definitely have done like a pretty good job in terms of like, all right, COVID protocols. We don't know if you got COVID, if you don't have COVID, but we know that something happened.
That's why it's funny when they released this thing. It was like 1 out of the last 394 test subjects tested positive for COVID. Like, oh shit, who was that?
Right.
I think it was Willie Cauley's time because this motherfucker was gone for like a month and a half and no one knew why.
Yep.
But
Indeed.
yeah. When I was reading the article, like you get put in COVID protocols if you've been with someone that tested positive or you tested positive. So
I mean,
Is Chris Paul vaccinated? I guess we'll see.
So if he didn't test positive himself,
But we don't know if he tested
exactly,
positive.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if he didn't test, so if Chris Paul is positive, we're not seeing him. If
Not
he's not
seeing him.
positive,
My bet, as of right now, and oh my goodness, I got into a brutal argument with people yesterday about this. If Chris Paul don't come back,
wait, yesterday? How did you get into an argument yesterday about it?
no, this is unrelated. Well, I mean, it's related, but it's unrelated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if Chris Paul don't come back, the Suns are in big trouble.
yeah,
They're in like humongous trouble.
yeah,
Like no, like I'm talking about like they may get swept trouble.
yes,
Depending if it's the
no.
Jazz, yes. If the Clips somehow manage to take this, I still
Well,
think
if
the
the
Suns
Clippers-
can make it
Make it a
If-
gentleman
competitive.
sweep.
If
Because the Suns aren't-
but
listen,
you
all I
need
know-
Pandemic P, exactly.
If Pandemic P is fully vaccinated tonight, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. Nah,
The only way the Clips get through this series if is Paul
George goes
George
back to his
just
pacer roots.
exactly,
Yeah.
and then even then, can he keep it up? I think the Suns match up pretty well against the Clippers, and then would really see. All right, is Devin Booker for real?
Well, that's the thing. Also, like Paul George is also a plus defender.
He is.
And again,
And
the Clippers role players are still better.
So then it comes down to campaign versus Reggie Jackson. Exactly what we wanted, boys.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it.
If you think about it, it really does.
Nah, my friends, they
Well,
keep
the Clips
referring
don't really
to.
have like a defensive big.
They keep referring to fucking what you call it?
Cam Sid.
Reggie
Bobby Shmurda?
Reggie Jackson is Bobby Shmurda. It's
Yeah,
the great.
bro.
It's the greatest fucking thing.
Bro, when he hit the Shmoney dance and when he was on the Pistons, she was hilarious.
Hey,
But-
man, but yeah. If
Best case,
Chris Paul's
I
no,
was gonna say, yeah.
Suns no Chris Paul, it's clip for them.
It is.
But they won't be without him for the whole series. I think best case scenario is
Unless he has COVID.
then it's a 14-day thing.
And then you don't know the extent if he has COVID, how he's going to return. He
Okay.
could come back fucked up or not. We
right.
don't know.
Best case scenario, I would say then
Yes.
is the Jazz Clippers series goes 7, which gives you an extra. What was that, like
Week,
five?
pretty much.
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
a week, right? Then you'll probably have 2 days before Western Conference Finals. So you might have a 8-day grace period.
That's
So-
1, 2, 3. That's 3 games. That could be the series right there.
No, but I'm saying, if
you
it
have
goes
a 2-day
7,
grace period, then
then you let's say you wait 2 days
games.
before you start the Western Conference Finals. He would only probably miss 4 days after that.
That's 2 games.
2 games.
I mean,
Ain't
those-
bad.
those
Who's
say
different
those-
from 3? If Devin Booker's a star, he should be able to win.
Hey,
you
look,
a
hey,
game.
listen,
2 games don't
I
mean
think-
nothing according to the Mavericks. 2 games don't mean nothing. 2-0 lead.
That was.
No, I'm
we-
sorry,
we
that was a
deserve
low
that.
blow. I'm sorry, John.
I'm sorry, John.
I'm sorry,
You
John.
didn't deserve
You didn't
that.
deserve that.
It's been a. I
had-
can't even say it's been a rough day, but it's been a long day.
But I
for
had to.
Mavs fans.
We'll get to the Mavericks
We
point
will.
too later.
That's it for this week, guys. That's been episode 94. Make sure to follow us at Toby Sports on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go like the Facebook page, wherever we at. Go check that out. And you guys can follow me on Twitter at Offended Narwhal. Guys,
Hell yeah. Big facts. Roll Out West, checking out. Y'all can follow me on the gram, Roll Out West _11. Yeah, man. We producing good content every week. And yeah. Make sure y'all follow along with Anime Book Club. This shit is really crazy, honestly. And Black Lives Matter.
Yep, they do. You know. Hey, it's closing time. You can follow me on the Twitters, J_Thomas_24. I have nothing else to give, but Astolfo Hive, Felix Argyle Hive, Traps all 2021. Get with it. Be there or be square. You already know the fucking vibes. Let's go.
the views and expressions of Justin Thomas are his and his alone. Do not express the views of the Saratoga Sports Podcast. We will catch y'all next week.
Crying.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion, champion, champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion, like a champion.